Everybody, this is Jay, and welcome to another Jay Sports Picks for the day. Now, I appreciate everybody for coming through as always, and I have another great day of picks lined up for you guys, for you to use this information for however you please. This podcast you can find on Apple Music, Spotify, Google, wherever podcast that you listen to is there. So please subscribe, join the podcast, definitely become a member. I appreciate it. The link is in the description box below. I appreciate all the support. Now, if you're new to my picks of the day, what I do is every day I give you the results for the picks that I had predicted and gave you the previous day, and then I give you more sports picks for the day with the odds on who's going to win. And I give it to you for your information purposes only for free. I work with a couple of people to get this detailed information, and with this information, the track record has came out to be nearly 70% or better every day. Just think about that for a minute. Nearly 70% or better every day. And I'm giving this information to you all for free to prove it to you that this is some good information for you to use, that you will come out on top when you use this information, and it is going to be a bonus to you. So I want you to subscribe to the podcast. I want you to enjoy this. Please hit that like if you find this information helpful. Make sure that you go ahead and put the comments down if you enjoy this information. And without further ado, as they say, let's get into it. So yesterday, another amazing day with nearly 70% effectiveness out of 23 games. We had the first one, college football, Liberty minus 36 versus UMass. That was a big winner, predicted perfectly. We had Pittsburgh minus 9 versus Miami. We had Tulane plus 28 versus Cincinnati. Another huge winner right there. We also had that the total points scored would be over 61 points with Cincinnati and Tulane. That didn't exactly pan out. But we did have another winner with Michigan State plus 4 versus Michigan. You know, we had another winner with Utah State minus 5 versus Hawaii. We had that the total points scored under 51 for Georgia and Florida. We also had Boston College a plus 7 versus Syracuse. We had a break even, a push with Florida State plus 10 versus Clemson. We also had another push that the line was a minus 6, but it ended up being the New York Knicks a minus 6. And, it was a push, but it ended up turning out not to pan out how we thought. And it ended up was a minus 7. So, versus the Pelicans. We had college football, SMU versus Houston. It ended up, we had Oregon State minus 1 versus California. USC minus 22 versus Arizona. We had another big winner with OK State minus 29 versus Kansas. We had Kentucky a plus 1 versus Mississippi State. We had the Atlanta Hawks a plus 4 versus the Sixers. We had the Louisville plus 6 versus NC State. Another huge winner with the Penn State plus 19 versus Ohio State. big game, big winner. I hope it was helpful for most of you guys. The NBA, my Chicago Bulls was a +4, another huge winner. We also had Utah, a -6 versus UCLA, another big win. We also had BYU, -2 versus Virginia, another huge win. Fresno State, -1 versus San Diego State, another win. We also had Washington, a +3 versus Stanford, another win. So it's 16 games today, 16 games, okay? Here's my details for the 16 games today. Use this information however you see fit, whether it's just to bet with your friends, whether it's just to make the games interesting for yourself, for fun, whether you use it on DraftKings, FanDuel, whatever the case, it is totally up to you to use this as you see fit on your own discretion. Now, this is privileged information, but I am providing it to you guys for free to see if it's something that you guys would enjoy on the channel and enjoy this content. I hope you guys had a great day yesterday with all of those wins. That was really good. I mean, it was almost 70%, nearly 70% of all of the games came out on top. So, I mean, if you think about it, if it's a person betting on all the games, you're going to come out as a winner. Okay. If it's, choosing on certain games, your likelihood of being successful is very high. Nearly 7 out of every 10 are winners. Okay. So here's the picks for today. Okay, we got the NFL, Pittsburgh Steelers +5 versus the Cleveland Browns. We have that the points scored over 43 points with the Steelers and the Browns. We also have the Buffalo Bills a -14 versus the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins ain't looking too good this year. Okay, we got also total points scored under 48.5 for the Dolphins and the Bills. We have total points scored under 46.5 for the Panthers versus the Falcons. We have the Bengals a -11 versus the Jets. The Bengals are having a great year this year, and they off to a good start. Joe Burrow has been looking very good, and so we'll see how that pans out. That's going to be another good game for the Bengals, I believe. The Jets, they just being the Jets. That's all. That plane ain't flying too far. Now, we see also total points scored is going to be under 43 for the Bengals versus the Jets. We see total points scored under 39.5 for the 49ers versus the Bears. My Bears, they ain't been doing too good offensively, but our coach will not be there again due to COVID restrictions. The Bears defense has been doing pretty good, and they have it that, total points scored under 39.5 for the 49ers versus the Bears. It does come on at 1 p.m. Eastern time if you was wondering what time the game starts. The Philadelphia Eagles -3 versus the Detroit Lions. Okay, that's another 1 p.m. Eastern game. We also have the Rams -14 versus the Houston Texans. The Texans ain't been doing as well without Deshaun Watson in the helm, and the Rams have been looking very good with Matthew Stafford. It seems that maybe that was what they needed, was Matthew Stafford instead of Jared Goff. And they are a very good team this year, so they're -14 over the Houston Texans. We also have that total points scored will be under 49.5 for the New England Patriots versus the LA Chargers. That's a 4 p.m. Eastern game. We also have that the LA Chargers are going to be a -4 for the Patriots. We see total points scored over 48.5 for the Tampa Bay Bucks versus the New Orleans Saints. Now, Tom Brady has been looking amazing. He leads the league in touchdown passes this year. It seems like he's the ageless wonder and can keep on going. Jameis Winston is looking very good, very much improved in New Orleans. This is going to be one hell of a game, and it's going to be a shootout. Nearly every game Brady was in this year with a very good quarterback on the opposite side of the coin has been a high-scoring game, and so this is said to be over 48.5. Well, that sounds pretty much about right. That's a 4:25 p.m. Eastern kickoff. We see that total points scored under 45 for Washington Redskins versus the Denver Broncos. That's also 4:25 Eastern. We see the Cowboys are +3 over the Minnesota Vikings. That's at 8:20 p.m. Eastern time. The Cowboys with Dak Prescott have been doing an amazing job this year. It seems Dak Prescott came to win this year. And how about them Cowboys? Them Cowboys have been looking very good. And a +3 versus the Vikings. The Vikings, they're at Minnesota. So that's what it is. We're going to see what the Cowboys can do on the road. And I don't know, man. I believe in Dak Prescott this year. He's having a MVP caliber year. And we'll see how he responds on the road against the Vikings. Now, we see also that total points scored over 51.5 for the Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings. And again, that's at 8:20 p.m. Eastern. It's looking to be a shootout over 51.5. That means that each team is going to score over 25 points. Okay? Or you got one team that's going to score 30-plus points. Okay? This isn't that hard of a game to see that happening in, and I definitely think that that's a good one right there, over 51.5. That's maybe almost a guarantee. Neither defense is the greatest. They're both average defenses, and Kirk Cousins can put up numbers. You got Justin Jefferson on the other side. You got on the other side of the ball with the Cowboys, Dak, Eazy-E, Ezekiel Elliott, and all of the rest of those guys ready to play. So CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, they have a very talented offense, and I think that Cowboys game is going to be a good night game, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that all plays out. All right, those are Jay's picks for the day. I hope you enjoyed this information. Please hit a like on the video, a thumbs up. More importantly, please subscribe to the podcast. I'm trying to provide some new and exciting content, but also informative and something that you can use. The description box below this video on YouTube, you can go in there, click on the podcast, wherever your podcast that you listen to. Please subscribe to the podcast. It's very important. It means a lot to me. I hope you enjoy this content. You all have a great day. Happy hunting. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with the results for my predictions. And I'll be bringing you more picks of the day. With that being said, peace, be safe, and I'll holler at you tomorrow. Deuces.